Hello and welcome to WEEB-LY Reviews. Today we'll be doing our first manga review of Dandadan, which is getting an anime this October, so check it out. I'm Tyler.
I'm Matt. Let's get into it.
Yep.
You want to go first?
Yeah, so I think where I'll start off with this is it's gonna be in like the next big anime for the next couple of years, I gotta say. I mean, just from what I've personally read of the manga, I really think it's gonna be like a Chainsaw Man, potentially even a JJK level anime.
See, I'm on the other side of that. I think with Dandadan, it's really good. It's not something that I think a casual will be able to just pick up and watch. I think it's going to be more. It's more focused toward real hardcore anime fans. I think Soul Eater is its peak, which I know Soul Eater's not small, but casuals don't usually watch Soul Eater. So that's about where I'm at with where its expectations should be. It's a little bit weird, it's wild, it's fun.
It's definitely a fun manga, and just from what I've seen of the trailer of the anime, I think it's gonna be better than what people are expecting. And I think a hard curve is that they see certain language that it uses, and they see certain scenes in the manga, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's not gonna be big." But think about what we've already gotten from something like Chainsaw Man or even JJK at that. The moment in which Himeno basically takes advantage of Denji, and then the moment where Mei Mei is in the bed with her little brother. Those are pretty wild scenes, and compared to Dandadan, I'm pretty sure I don't see a difference.
For me with Dandadan is those are scenes, sure. Chainsaw Man's an exception. I don't think Chainsaw Man gets much bigger than what it did. But with Dandadan, that's kind of like the basis of what's happening in Dandadan is the perversion of it. It's kind of like the core point to the story so far in Volume 1, which is pretty much what we're covering today. We're not going to go much further.
I'm going to have to disagree with that. I don't think it's really a perverse anime. Or manga. I mean, it's got its moments. Like I said, it's got its language, and sure, the whole first little portion is him trying to get his balls back or whatever. But it doesn't necessarily show anything, and it's just comedic. It uses it in a very comedy kind of style.
So to give you an overview of what Dandadan is, because we kind of just jumped straight into this, Dandadan is paranormal. Aliens,
yeah,
and that's pretty much that sums up what's happening. There's two not even really friends yet, but they end up being friends, are challenging each other to go and see what they believe in, essentially.
Yeah, so it follows a girl who doesn't believe in aliens, but she's heavy on ghosts and stuff,
spiritual,
and a guy who is super into aliens
and has no belief in spirits or ghosts.
None at all. The only thing that I think deters me away from Dandadan is the fact that they are still school students. It makes that a little weird.
I mean, 90% of what we watch are still school students.
I know. I just mean the situations that they're put in, at least in Volume 1, it makes it just a little awkward for me watching it or reading it.
For
Dandadan, talking about it it's already an anime. But
for Dandadan, it's the whole point for the aliens, their whole goal is pretty perverse.
At least for this first volume, yeah.
The whole goal of how the main boy gets his powers is pretty perverse.
Not necessarily. Like I said, I think that's more of a comedy aspect.
Now, I mean, it's a comedy aspect, but I'm just saying, I think it's too much for a casual fan.
The aliens, I do agree, it's a little weird, and it's very perverted. But with how what's his name, Okarun. I don't know how to
Okarun,
say
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Ken Takatura.
Yeah. Which is an actual actor.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
That's the name base, yeah.
What was I saying? I don't necessarily think that him getting his powers is a very perverse thing. I think it's really leaning into the comedy side rather than being perverted. Whereas the aliens, it's pretty perverted. I mean, the whole banana organ thing, that's pretty wild.
Okay, so receiving his power, spoiler alert, the key line that introduces you is, I'll let you suckle my teeth if you let me gobble your schlong. That is the key line to introducing how he's going to receive his powers.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually, that doesn't actually necessarily happen, and it doesn't show it.
Later on, it literally has a full-on him biting her titty.
Yeah, but that's funny.
Okay. But what I'm saying, I think Dandadan's great. It's hilarious. The story is there. The plot, everything's there. I just think it's a little much for casual fans. I don't think it's going to reach the height of like a My Hero or a JJK or anything like that, because it is a little much for casuals, in my opinion. And those anime tend to pull in more of the casual anime watch.
Okay, I can agree with that, yeah. But also, you gotta think about what's coming out around it as well. There's nothing really been...
Dropping at the same time as Blue Lock Season 2, potentially Solo 2, potentially, Sakamoto coming out in January. There's a lot coming out right now.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, but Dandadan's starting in October, so it'll be done way before Sakamoto Days or Gachakuda comes out. But what I'm saying is, the only thing confirmed right now that's going to be happening is Blue Lock Season 2.
1,000 Year Blood War. Part 3's dropping.
Yeah, but who's watching 1,000 Year Blood War arc except for already, invested Bleach fans? You know what I mean? Because I didn't even watch it because I haven't watched Bleach.
I've dabbled in it.
The animation looks solid, but me personally, I'm not going to go into the last arc of something that I don't really know the story of. The furthest I got was, the Arankar arc.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is, with what's coming out around it, the animation looks absolutely amazing. It's so funny. I think it's going to pull in a wider audience than what you're thinking, personally.
I mean, sure. Everything has the potential to. That's what we're trying to do with our YouTube channel. But it's just, it's not exactly casual. That's my biggest thing. If I'm rating the manga out of the manga I've read this year, it's easily one of the top 5 that I've started. It's really that good.
Yeah. No, like I said, I don't necessarily disagree. But back to the review side of talking about Dandadan. What would you rate it out of 5 stars? This is just the first 5 chapters, which is the first volume, by the way.
If I'm giving the first volume a 5-star rating,
4 out of 10, whichever one.
I like the scale to 1 to 10 better. I think that's more fun. I give it a 7.8, 7.6, somewhere in that range. There was a lot lacking, I felt like, in the story in the first volume. A lot more just kind of following around, kind of figuring things out. What did hit really hard. But, you could tell it was trying to just get going, is what it felt like.
I think that there's a lot of mystery behind it, because, if you've just read the first 5 chapters, you basically don't know anything other than he gets ghost powers, she has potential spirit powers.
Yeah, so it's gonna be solid. The power system isn't fleshed out pretty much at all. You get to see a little bit of potential power system kind of stuff, the basis of what the power system will be.
Yeah,
but you don't see how strong or much of the complexity at all yet, really.
You get they dabble in how strong Okarun could be.
Yeah.
This isn't necessarily a spoiler, but his body can't really handle the power yet. in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first volume. So,
He's
like,
also a dweeb. Like this is not an athletic kid. This is like
one thing I really love about this show or this manga so far is like how often his hairstyle changes.
yeah. Every as well as every transformation.
Yeah, he just gets cooler with every time he transforms.
Yeah, perm, spiky,
He gets a little fade going on. Like
it's kind of hilarious.
They even mention it one time. I think.
Yeah. She's like, pretty much every time she's like, "Oh, go run your hair." Like,
yeah, it changed again. Like
it looks
like
worse than before.
Yeah.
Like comedy is there. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about it is like, as funny as it is, the hint of darkness is there.
Definitely,
like
like with the way, like when she uses her psychic powers, her nose starts to bleed. Like it's hurting her to use that.
Yeah. Even like whenever it's explaining the aliens, like the specific alien that does pull up to the house, it's like the darkness and mystery is 100% there. It can get very dark very fast and still keep the comedy because of the perversion.
Yeah.
But like you've got to like perverted comedy.
Yeah.
So
but like then again, not all of it is perversion. Like there's just genuine comedy as well. So if you're going into it thinking, well, if it's a perverted show, I don't think I'm gonna want to watch it. There is more than just that. Like it's definitely deeper than just.
The grandmother is hilarious.
She's pretty funny. Yeah, I gotta say. Although
she's a pervert.
She's a bit of a pervert herself. Yeah,
it's pervert. That's what I'm saying. It's not a casual anime, man. It's not. It's not going to be a casual anime.
But like, it's also subtle as well in the same sense. Like, it's not like a Master Roshi or like a Sanji type of perversion either. You know what I mean? It's like subtle jokes and like little hints here and there.
Yeah, it's like Jiraiya during training, not Jiraiya at the springs.
that's I guess that's a good analogy.
Kakashi level perversion.
so back to the scale of 1 to 10. You said a 7.6.
6. I was at 7.7 because I was in between on that.
Yeah.
7.7.
So me personally, since we are rating just the first volume, I think I would go with a solid 7. Like just 7 even. But now, once we get a little deeper into it, it definitely goes up for me.
The reason I gave it that 7.7 was because I actually really enjoyed the mystery and how much they left hanging in the first volume. I enjoy that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it really, like, what am I trying to say here? It, like, points you in the direction that the story's gonna go. Yeah. Definitely, but then there's so much, like, so many unanswered questions and so many, like, wow, what's gonna happen here? And this is getting super dark, but, like, it's still super lighthearted. That's why I think it's gonna be bigger than, like, it may even get bigger than Chainsaw Man, because Chainsaw Man wasn't very popular in Japan, you know?
Yeah. Well, given I'm talking about Western audience.
Well, yeah.
But Chainsaw Man not being popular in Japan is crazy. I thought that'd be like killer.
Which is why it's not bigger than what it is, I believe. Because me being a manga reader for Chainsaw Man, Tatsuki Fujimoto is an artist when it comes to writing.
That last manga panel was very artistic.
Yeah, it was. But like I said, if you read the manga, every little detail has meaning to it. So even that had meaning to it, even though it was a little awkward and weird, you know?
Yeah. All right, so the rating of Dandadan Volume 1, it's going to be fun. It's going to be perverse. It's going to be serious and dark. It's going to give like every range that an anime should. It's a 7.7 for Volume 1. The anime yet to be determined. I think there's a trailer out for it.
There's 2 trailers out for it, which we may put a reaction out later.
Yeah.
Not sure yet. We're still figuring that part out.
But yeah, it's going to be great. Just not as big as what I think people
I definitely
expect.
I definitely don't see it getting bigger or as big as JJK, just because JJK is so massive right now. But I can see it getting to the same level and more than likely bigger than Chainsaw Man.
So that's going to wrap up our Dandadan review. Next video, we're going to get into our top 5 currents and all of that, and it's going to be super fun. Yeah, super excited for that one.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for Dandadan and make sure you comment what you think, like our opinions and what you think about the trailer. And if you've read the manga, please comment what you think, like what your review essentially is going to be for that.
Yeah, super stoked. I know it's in October. I don't know the exact date.
I believe it's the 5th.
So same day as Blue Lock Season 2.
I could be wrong. I think it's the 5th.
Hopefully the 5th. So this is WEEB-LY Reviews. Check us out. Like, share, and subscribe.
We appreciate it.